Hello dear student, this is Dhanmen Sukla and today I will start with a new topic of science, that is blood vascular system. So let us start with the topic. See, blood vascular system. If you talk about the blood vascular system, basically we can divide it into two parts. First one is blood and second one is vascular system. Here blood, the study of blood is known as hematology. Hematology. And second, if you talk about the vascular system, it has two parts. First is heart, and second is vessels. We can also say blood vessels. Now, if you talk about these, you will see the study of heart is known as cardiology. Cardiology. And study of blood vessel is known as angiology. Angiology. So here in blood vascular system, basically we study about three branch of science, that is hematology, cardiology and angiology. The examiner often asks question about the study of blood, study of heart and study of blood vessels. Here if we talk about the blood vessels are of three types basically. First one is artery, second one is vein, and third one is capillaries. These three types of blood vessels are found. Now let's talk about the hematology, then we will move to heart and then we will talk about the blood vessels. So let's talk about the hematology, or we can say blood. Hematology. Now we will ask some question from the blood. Let's ask some question from the blood. Say for example, I am asking the question about introduction of blood. So first we will ask the question, who are you? Means what is blood? The first point, we ask the blood, who are you? Yani what is blood? So blood is a mobile connective tissue. Blood is a mobile connected tissue. Why it is mobile? Because it flows in all over the body. Since it flows all over the body, hence it is mobile. Why it is connective? Since it connects the body parts, hence it is connective. And why it is tissue? Because it is made up of more than one cell, that is WBC, RBCs and platelets. Hence it is a mobile connective tissue. Second question we asked to the blood, that where do you form? Where do you form? He asked eye form in two places. If you will talk about the fetus, fetus, when child is inside the uterus of mother, it is known as fetus. So I will child inside the uterus. So in fetus, the blood is formed in spleen and liver. Both are the organs found inside the body. If you talk about in adult, so I form in bone marrow, bone marrow. Bone marrow. You might have a question in your mind, that is, what is bone marrow? So if we talk about the bone marrow, what is bone marrow? So let's find out, or let's know what is bone marrow. See, this is your bone. Inside bone there is a cavity. This cavity is known as marrow cavity. Marrow cavity. And inside the marrow cavity, a fluid is present. Dark sticky fluid is present. This is known as bone marrow. Bone marrow. The blood is formed here only. In this bone marrow, we have two parts, that is yellow bone marrow and red bone marrow. Bone marrow. If you are talking about the yellow bone marrow, the WBCS form in this part, and if you talk about the red bone marrow, RBCS, red blood corpuscles, form in this part. So blood is formed in bone marrow. What is bone marrow? Bone marrow is a liquid which is found inside the marrow cavity present in bone. Now let's talk about next question from the blood. Third question, what we ask, how much amount is present inside the body, blood asks that approximately 5 to 6 liter, 5 to 6 liter I am present inside a normal human being body. If we talk about the percentage of body, how much percentage of body you contain, so he asked that is approximately 7%. 7% of blood contains the body. Now next question what we asked to the blood is, what is your color and why your color is red? So he asked, my color is dark red, and because a pigment is found, that is hemoglobin. Since it contains, it contributes the red color in blood, hence I am red in color. Basically, if you talk about the hemoglobin, it consists of heme and globin. Heme is iron and globin is a protein. Globin basically it is maintain the osmotic pressure of the blood, whereas iron gives the red color of the blood, red color to the blood, to the blood. Now let's talk about the next question we will ask to the blood, that is, what is your test? What is your taste? When we asked to the blood what is your taste, the blood told us, that is, I am salty in taste. I am salty in taste. Then we asked the blood, why you are salty? He told that salt is found in me. I asked how? So he told that sodium ion and chloride ion is present in me, which forms sodium chloride, which is a salt. Hence, I am salty in taste. Next, what we asked to the blood, that is, what is your nature? We asked the blood, what is your nature? Then blood answered, that is, I am basic in nature. Basic in nature. Since my pH value is approximately 7.4, hence the people all often put me in basic category. Next question what we ask to the blood is, we ask the blood, the formation of blood is known as. So he told the process of formation of blood is known as, the process of formation of blood is called, he told, that is hemopoiesis. Hemopoiesis, or we can say hematopoiesis. Hematopoiesis. This was the basic introduction of blood. After that, he told me one thing again, that is, there is a blood bank in your body also. I asked, what is the name of that particular organ? He told, that is spleen. Spleen is called as the blood bank of your body. I asked why the spleen is known as blood bank of the body. He told that spleen always contain 1 unit of blood. 1 unit of blood. Since it always contain the 1 unit of blood, hence it is known as the blood bank of the body. Now I ask, 1 unit means, so he told 1 unit means 350 ml of blood. And when you donate the blood, you always give 1 unit of blood, means you give 350 ml of blood because it is stored in spleen. Hence, we always donate 1 unit of blood. Now I ask, what is your function, basic function? Then function of blood. He told about his function. First, I carry, yeah, I transport oxygen and carbon dioxide. This is my main function. I transport the oxygen and carbon dioxide. It means that blood transport the oxygen and carbon dioxide. Second, it transport urea, glucose and hormones. This is my second function blood told us. Third, he also told that I control the I control the temperature of the body. Temperature of the body. And fourth function is I also protect from diseases since I contain WBCS. So protect from disease. Protect from disease. This is the basic function of blood. Now let's talk about the next. Next part. Then we ask about the composition of blood. Tell me your composition. The blood told that my composition is blood composition. I am consist of two part. First is blood plasma and second is blood corpuscles or blood cells. Blood plasma basically is having four things. First is water, second is protein, third is glucose, fourth is electrolytes. There are so many things in blood plasma, but basically the question from these four are asked. Blood plasma is basically contains 55% of the total blood, and blood capsules contain 45% of the total blood. Now let's talk about the water. Water is approximately 90 to 92% of blood. Protein consists approximately 7% of the blood, and glucose consists 0.1% of the blood. Rest is other things. If you talk about the electrolytes, example is sodium ion, potassium ion, magnesium ion, chloride ion, etc. are the electrolytes. Now the question are being asked from the protein. Protein is basically many types, but here we will talk about the 2-3 proteins. First is thrombin, second is fibrin, third is globin, and fourth is heparin. If you talk about the thrombin and fibrin, These two proteins are responsible for the clotting of blood. Clotting of blood. And heparin is responsible for non-clotting of blood inside the body. Non-clotting of blood inside the body. Now globin is responsible for maintaining the osmotic balance of the body. Let's talk about the blood corpuscles. The blood corpuscles are basically of three types. First is RBCS, red blood corpuscles. Red blood corpuscles. It is also known as erythrocyte. Erythrocytes. Second is WBCS. Full form is white blood corpuscles. It is also known as leukocytes. And third one is blood platelets. Platelets. It is also called as thrombocytes. Now, if you talk about the WBC, WBC is basically categorized into 5 categories. Let's talk about the WBCs. WBCs are blood corpuscles. It is divided into 5 categories. First and most abundant WBC is neutrophil. Neutrophils. Second is eosinophils. Third is basophils. Fourth is monocytes, and last one is lymphocytes. Now, if you talk about the structure of these three, this is somewhat the structure of these three, and here some granules are found in the cells or cytoplasm of the cells. Hence, these three are known as granulocytes. Granulocytes. Neutrophils, eosinophils and basophils, these three are also known as the granulocytes, since the granules are cytoplasm is present, granules are present in the cytoplasm of these cells. Hence, these are known as what? Granulocytes nucleus. And if you talk about these two, there are no cytoplasm and no granules are present in these two cells. Hence, these are known as granulocytes. Now, if you talk about the most abundant neutrophil, this is most abundant WBCS, and least abundant is WBC is basophils. The basic main function of neutrophils is phagocytosis. Phagocytosis. Phagocytosis is a process in which phagocytosis is a process in which cell cell eats the antigens or anything which comes inside the body via the blood. And the main function of eosinophil is to control या respond respond against allergy. And if you talk about the basophil, the main function is to respond against injected chemical. Okay, if you talk about the largest WBC, that is monocyte. This is largest WBC, largest WBCS, and this is smallest WBCS, smallest WBCS. Lymphocyte are basically of two types. First is B lymphocyte या V cell. Second is T lymphocyte or T cell. It produces antibody, whereas it responds against the AIDS virus. So these all were the types of WBCS. Now let's talk about the all blood corpuscles or blood cells. Blood cells is of three types. Basically, first is WBCS. WBCS, first you will ask the question birth. Where does WBC form? Second, you will ask the question numbers. What is the numbers of WBCS? Third is lifespan. Fourth is structure. Fifth is function. Sixth, I am mentioning here, sixth is disease due to increased number. Seventh, disease due to decrease in number. Eighth, death place. These 9 questions are being asked in the competitive exams from the RBC. Now let's talk about the birthplace. WBC is produced in white or yellow bone marrow. Second is number. If you talk about the numbers, so there are 7 to 9,000 per mm³ of blood. These are the numbers of WBC present in 1 mm³ of blood. If you talk about the lifespan, it is approximately 4 to 5 days. Now structure, it is like amoeba shape. If you talk about the function, it fight against the disease. Now talk about the number when it is known as leukemia. When the number increased of WBC, the disease is caused leukemia, which is commonly known as blood cancer. Blood cancer. Disease due to decrease leukopenia, and death place is anywhere in the blood. In the blood. Likewise, if we talk about the WB, we are going to talk about the RBCS and blood platelets. Platelets. So, if you talk about the RBCS, then you will see the birthplace, second number, third disease caused due to excess due to increased number, disease caused due to decrease in numbers, cell structure, then sixth is function, seven is death place, if you talk about the here birth number, lifespan, structure, one thing we have to see here is birthplace, sorry, lifespan. Lifespan. Now let's see about the WBCS. If you talk about the birthplace of RBCS, sorry, it is red bone marrow. Bone marrow. So RBCS produced in red bone marrow. Number is approximately 45 to 55 lakhs per mm³ of blood. Per mm³ of blood. In 1 mm³ of blood, there are approximately 4.5 to 5.5 million WBC are found. Disease caused is, it is called as, due to increase in number, is called as polycythemia. Polycythemia. And disease caused due to decrease in number is anemia. 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 If you talk about the cell structure, it is biconcave shape. Biconcave shape. and nucleus is absent except in mammals except camel, llama and llama and giraffe. Now function is to transport the blood, transport the blood. Death places spleen or liver, spleen or liver, hence they are also known as graveyard of RBCS, graveyard of RBCS. Now if you talk about the lifespan, it is approximately 120 days. This is the lifespan of, this is all about the RBCS. Birthplace, number, disease due to increase in number, disease due to decrease in number, cell structure, function, death place, lifespan. Now last, if you talk about the blood platelets, it will be last of today's lecture. Now let's talk about the blood platelets. Blood platelets, also known as thrombocytes. Thrombocytes. So first, birthplace, we will talk about the birthplace, then we will talk about the numbers, then third we will talk about the lifespan, fourth we will talk about the disease due to increase in number, fifth is diseased caused due to decrease decrease in number. Six, cell structure. Seventh is function and eighth is death place. So if you talk about the birthplace, the bone marrow, the whole bone marrow is the birthplace of blood platelets. Second is numbers, 1.5 to 5 lakhs, 5 lakhs per mm of cube of blood. Lifespan is approximately 2 to 9 days. Disease, thrombocythemia. Disease caused due to decrease in number is thrombocytopenia. Now if you talk about the cell structure, it is irregular in shape. Irregular in shape. Function is to help in clotting of blood. Clotting of blood at the wound. Death place is blood, anywhere in the blood. This was all about the RBC, WBC and blood platelets. In next lecture we will be talking about the next part of the blood, that is blood group and blood pressure, heart and rest things about the blood vascular system. Thank you very much.